everyone! Today I'll be making a review on a figure I've been very excited for, and this is the Nendoroid of Tsukimiya Ayu from Canon. When this figure was announced, it came as quite a shock since Canon's 20th anniversary was last year and it was announced earlier this year. She's a character that's very dear to me, and it's to the point where at last year's Visual Arts Call by I bought my whole phone case is just Ayu, completely Ayu. So I was very excited for her to be announced, since I constantly have her illustrations with me everywhere. So I'm going to go over her box and then get straight into what comes inside. At the top of the box there is the logo for the Canon visual novel, as well as Good Smile Company's logo, and this is sculpted by Chibi, who is a very well-known Nendoroid sculptor. And at the bottom there is a picture as well as her product number, which is 1346. There is also the visual art sticker of authenticity. And on the back of the box again it says Tsukimiya Ayu, as well as some photographs of her. And I'm going to open her up and see what's inside. And the insides, when you pull her out, looks like this. And there is also this setto nayo piece of paper. Ayu comes with the basic Nendoroid stand. I noticed that they've actually changed the design of this part, which I'm hoping is a good thing, because half of my Nendoroid stands don't actually fit into the back of the Nendoroid, so hopefully this is a better design. Ayu also comes with 3 extra hand parts, one holding taiyaki and the other one with both arms together. And they've also made her famous backpack and angel doll. There are 2 versions, one for holding and one for putting on her back. And Ayu comes with 3 face plates, one that's smiling, and this is most likely used for the taiyaki, and her boku o wasurete kudasai face as well from her final scene, I guess, and her ugu face as well. And finally we have Ayu herself. One thing I've noticed, which is really truthful to Hinoi Itaru's old art style, is that she used to draw her with these really stick looking chubby legs, and I really like them. And they've actually made the Nendoroid have these legs. Her legs are actually slightly different to a normal Nendoroid's legs. They're a little bit more stubby as well, but it looks really good. They've got it really spot on. I think one of the most recognizable things that Hinoi Itaru used to draw with Ayu is the legs, her old way of drawing legs, so that's really nice to see. And the Nendoroid herself standing, the stand doesn't seem to go into her back very well, so I'm really disappointed. It's really frustrating. I'm not sure why they can't just make a design that the stand actually fits into the back, because every time I get a stand for a Nendoroid, whether it's new or old, it just doesn't fit in, so I'm not really too sure how to tackle that problem. The stand doesn't want to sit in the back, it just falls out quite easily. But regardless of that, she does stand, so that's okay. They got the eyes perfectly. I like that it's really reminiscent of Itaru's old art. The paint job on her hair is really good. It was a little bit stiff when I tried to actually take off the front hair part at first, but I think it's just because it's new. The actual shading on the hair as well is really good. I like that they've gone for the more brown approach, since her hair used to be more brown back in the day, and then over the years I think it became more orange because the art style changed a little bit, but I like that there's more of a brown approach here. Her coat as well, it's all the right colour. I really like the colour scheme they've gone for here, because they could have gone the more recent route and taken the really yellow approach, but they've toned it down a little bit, so I really like that. So here is Ayu posed with her taiyaki. Luckily the stand actually fits quite well into the backpack rather than it did in the back of the coat, so at least if you've got the backpack on, the stand most likely won't come out. And here is her boku o wasurete kudasai scene face. I'm not too sure what to call it, but it's really nice that they actually went for a CG scene to base one of the faces on. The smaller version of the bag as well actually just fits straight into those crossed arms that I showed earlier. The expression on her face is really cute. I really do like this one, but I think this would make for a really nice Nendoroid version of that same CG from the game. I think that would be a really cool picture to take if it was snowing or something like that. And the small angel doll as well is actually very nicely detailed, and whilst the bag slots in between her arms, the angel doll actually hangs over her hands there, so that's a nice little detail. Here is her Ugu face, and I really like this one. They've done a really good job. And if you turn her head a little bit with one of the bent arms, her glove actually comes up to her mouth, so that's really nice to pose with. And I tried to somewhat replicate the pose that's on my phone case. Overall, I'm really happy with this Nendoroid. I'm particularly happy about the fact that she was even released in the first place. I never would have thought that any sort of canon or old key game character would get a Nendoroid of all things in this year. I really do hope that they do consider making Misuzu from Air, since it would be very reminiscent of the 10th Memorial Fest illustrations. I highly recommend picking up this Nendoroid if you want her as soon as you can, since I don't know about what will happen with this one, but Nagisa and the Good Smile bonuses that I bought a couple of years ago, the price for her and also those extra dangle that I ordered seem to have gone up very high since then, so I'm not too sure about what will happen with Ayu. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, I'd say be wary and maybe pick her up sooner rather than later. Overall, I really like her, and I think that I will get her an obitsu 11 body and give her some clothes and start taking more pictures with her as a doll rather than just an Nendoroid, so I'm really excited to do that. And I hope you enjoyed this review. Do pick her up if you have the chance, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!